new wages, elite pay, and premium pay programs for RNs, LPNs, and CNAs. Get more by clicking their icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Hi, this is Will Perkins with Taylorville Community Credit Union. Find out about all the products and services we provide by clicking our icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Your information station, WTIM.
Welcome to the WTIM Morning Show. I'm Avery Cooper. Your stream brought to you by Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better with Landmark, and People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first. You'll find those streams on TaylorvilleDailyNews.com's Facebook or on YouTube at WTIM TV. Well, it is going to be February Heart Month, and that's a great time to learn how to cook heart smart using this modern kitchen appliance. And talking about that, I have Director of Community Outreach for Taylorville Memorial Hospital, Darren Butts. Great to have you back here, Darren.
Good to be here. Thanks for having us back.
And also, I have Nutrition and Wellness Educator with the University of Illinois Extension, Lisa Peterson. Great to have you here, Lisa.
Yes, thank you.
And Certified Diabetes Educator for Memorial Health, Sarah Tierney. Great to have you here, Sarah.
Thank you.
It's great to have you here. So let's start off with Darren. What's so important about this class for TMH to host it?
Right. So coming off of COVID, we really haven't had a chance to offer community courses for our community. So this is a great first step in being able to offer something like this for our community. We're excited to partner with the U of I Extension Office as well as Memorial Wellness Center to bring something like here to Taylorville and Christian County.
And I know cardiovascular health is one of the areas that Taylorville Memorial Hospital and Foundation have identified too.
Sure. This kind of rolls back to our 2021 Community Health Needs Assessment, where we identified obesity as one of our community health priorities that we're going to work on. So this falls in line perfectly with that.
Right. And fighting obesity also leads to better heart health, and that's perfectly in line with everything that you're trying to do. So, Sarah, why should people register?
Yeah, so this class really gives the community members an opportunity to come in and maybe test out or use a kitchen appliance that otherwise might be intimidating or overwhelming to use. Lisa and her staff do a great job at sort of explaining the device, allowing the participants to actually use the device hands-on, use the recipes, cook the food, taste the food, right? Make sure it tastes good, and hopefully leave the class with skills that then they can take home and use maybe a healthier way of cooking with that air fryer in their own homes with their own families.
I love my air fryer. I didn't know though that you could cook healthy food with it. Now, you think fry and you think, oh, it's going to be pretty unhealthy. So Lisa, what will they learn?
Yeah, so that's the thing about air fryers. You use somewhere between 70 to 85% less oil than traditional air frying. So one of the big benefits of using it. We're going to talk a little bit about different types of fat and cooking with different types of fat in this class. And because I'm a nutrition educator, we're going to get a little bit into that saturated fat, trans fats, kind of talking about identifying them, as well as the good fats, our monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats. And of course, the main part of that class is talking all about those appliances. So we'll get into things that work really well in an air fryer, as well as things that don't work quite as well. We've done a lot of trial and error with all of the 12 or how many air fryers I have in my office. And we'll talk about what happens if I see black smoke. Some of the things like that as well.
I don't know, but I'd imagine it's time to start looking for the fire extinguisher. Maybe.
Well, there's probably something stuck in the appliance. Is more than likely the problem.
There you go. That's probably a little bit less of a panic situation than I'm expecting. Well, why is it in learning how to live a healthy lifestyle, and why is this class so important, Sarah?
I think, we all know a healthy lifestyle is important for overall health. Typically, we're talking about healthy eating. We're talking about getting some movement or some sort of activity in your day, and then hopefully a little bit of stress management, if that's at all possible in this world today. But really, if you focus on those three things, you can reduce your risk for medical conditions like high blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol. And unfortunately, those medical conditions, if not identified or managed, can then put you at risk for bigger medical events like heart attacks, strokes, and all those bigger sort of medical issues that we want to avoid. So really kind of the day-to-day decisions we make in terms of how we're cooking our food, what we're eating, how much we're moving our body, those types of things really do impact impact today, but also our health in the future. So it's really important to just look at it as an overall sort of healthy lifestyle and taking those baby steps, as I like to say, into creating those healthier habits. And an air fryer and using an air fryer is kind of one of those little baby steps that might be helpful.
Well, what if someone isn't much of a cook, Lisa? How easy or hard will this class be?
We'll try to make it as easy as possible. We will be working in groups, so I'll have a couple different air fryers around the room, different varieties, so they're not all the same brand, because there's tons of different brands of air fryers. So we will be using kind of a variety of those. Like I said, they're working in groups. We are going to go step by step through those recipes, hit on some things like hand washing that we often miss, as well as the whole process of cooking. And some of it I will be pre-measuring to make it a little easier and make things move along efficiently. But yes, if you are not good at cooking, please come, because I promise I'll make this as easy as I can.
Even better. If you don't know how to cook, that's even better.
Yes,
Please come. Darren, details of the class, when, where?
Yeah,
how?
we're gonna. This event will be on February 21st from 5 to 7 p.m. at Taylorville Memorial Hospital. It will be in our relatively brand new community meeting room. This room is wonderful because it has access directly from our parking lot. We don't have to kind of walk through the hospital to get there. So we're excited to be able to really offer this to the community and really open up our doors for the first time to have something like this.
Registration information, Lisa.
Yeah, so you can, one easy way to register is just call the Christian County Extension Office and we can register you. That's 217-287-7246. You can also go online and register yourself, and that's go.illinois.edu/airfrytmh.
Impromptu question starting with Sarah. What's your favorite thing to air fry?
Ooh, green beans.
Why green beans?
Because I wouldn't probably normally eat them if I didn't air fry them.
It must be pretty crunchy.
Yes. Changes the consistency, but also the taste a little bit.
A little bit. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Lisa, your favorite thing to air fry?
Oh man, we do a really good barbecue wonton, and it's very, very simple. And that one we might actually be making. I'm debating.
Okay. I was going to ask you the recipe, but maybe I'll have to come to the class.
Yes.
Darren, are you an air fryer?
I am.
Yeah. What's your favorite thing to air fry?
My kids love to air fry all their frozen food, but
Absolutely.
however, I love to air fry salmon. And Brussels sprouts are my number by far. It's delicious.
Oh, I love air fried salmon. That's fantastic. And those are some of the things that you can learn when you go to this class coming up. I beg your pardon, Darren. When is it again?
February 21st.
February 21st at 7 p.m. And so we're going to talk a little bit more about heart health and staying healthy in February Heart Month in just a moment with Taylorville Memorial Health and University of Illinois Extension. That includes Community Outreach Director for TMH, Darren Butts, Nutrition and Wellness Educator for University of Illinois Extension, Lisa Peterson, and Certified Diabetes Educator for Memorial Health, Sarah Tierney, here on the WTIM Morning Show. More from them after this short timeout right here on WTIM, your information station.
WTIM.
Let's check the markets now on the RFD Radio Network. I'm Jim Taylor. Corn slightly higher, beans lower, wheat higher. March corn 686 and a quarter, up 2.5. May corn up 2 pennies, 683 and a quarter. July corn 669 and a half, up 2. March beans 1529 down 6 and a quarter. May beans down 7 and a quarter, 1522 and a quarter. July beans 1511 and a half, down 8. March Chicago wheat 758 and a quarter, up 5 3/4. May wheat up 5 1/2, 767 and a half. March bean meal 482.20, down 650. March bean oil up 13 cents, 61.45. Livestock market, March feeders 185.35, up 142. February live cattle up 22 cents, 158.97. February lean hogs 74.77, down 37 cents. Energy market, March crude oil 78.43. up 53 cents. Jim Taylor on the RFD Radio Network.
Chip Flory here, inviting you to join the conversation as we tackle the current issues of agriculture every weekday morning at 10:06 on the Talk of Central Illinois, News Talk WTIM. I host AgriTalk, the nation's longest-running interview show dedicated to discussing agriculture issues with the newsmakers and include you in the conversation via our toll-free number. We're here weekdays mornings at 10:06. We are AgriTalk.
If you're in need of care, that's all you should be concerned about, not the hassles of out-of-pocket cost or whether your doctor is in network. We've heard you. Springfield Clinic Advantage, an employer health plan designed locally with a real understanding of the healthcare needs of the patients in our community. A plan that guarantees you'll never be out of network with your Springfield Clinic doctors again. Your doctors, your health plan, your advantage. Visit springfieldclinic.com/advantage.
If you put on a few pounds after the holidays, Prairie Farms dairy products can help. Prairie Farms no-fat and low-fat products give you the nutrition you need and taste great too. Prairie Farms 2%, 1%, and skim milk are great thirst quenchers. Prairie Farms low-fat and no-fat cottage cheese and yogurt are great as a salad or just by themselves and taste delicious. For low-fat and no-fat products that taste great and provide good nutrition, check out Prairie Farms dairy products in your grocer or convenience store dairy case. At People's Bank and Trust, they say you can bank on us to put your business first. Finally, you have a real banking partner to make sense of business lending. Find out how People's Bank and Trust's business bankers can serve you by clicking their icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com. Member FDIC.
Hi, this is Jeff Robinson from Advanced Title. Whether selling your home on your own or through your local realtor, please give us a call at 824-8007 for all your title work needs.
Your information station, WTIM.
It's a WTIM morning show. I'm Avery Cooper. Your stream brought to you by Landmark of Taylorville. You'll always do better with Landmark and People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first. You'll find the streams on the TaylorvilleDailyNews.com Facebook or on YouTube at WTIM TV. February is Heart Health Month. And, well, we talked a lot about this upcoming air fryer class to help you stay healthy and different types of foods that'll help you stay healthy. And I want to talk a little bit more about that. But also, I have a certified diabetes educator for Memorial Health, Sarah Tierney. So I wanted to ask her some diabetes related questions. I also have Darren Butts, Community Outreach Director for Taylorville Memorial Hospital, and Lisa Peterson, Nutrition and Wellness Educator at the University of Illinois Extension Office. So Sarah, I want to start with you. Diabetes. Let's just start off with a baseline question. What is diabetes and how does it impact people?
Yeah, so diabetes has to do with basically how your body utilizes the food that you eat. When you have diabetes or pre-diabetes, your body can't quite produce the amount of insulin that your body needs to process the food that you eat and get it where it's supposed to go. It's supposed to go in the cells and it ends up sort of just staying in the bloodstream. And over time, that can obviously wreak havoc on your body internally and cause some damage. So everything that we do, everything that I do is trying to educate people. Make sure you know where you stand with your diabetes. Do you have pre-diabetes? Are you getting your lab work done? Do you need medication? Do you need to come see me? Do we need to do some education? It's a real process and it's a real ongoing sort of journey when you are diagnosed or even when you have pre-diabetes. It's not just like a one and done sort of situation. So it can be overwhelming, but I always say that's why I have a job so that patients can kind of continuously touch base with me and I can help them along their journey.
You mentioned it, pre-diabetes too. How often are folks diagnosed with pre-diabetes before they receive their diabetes diagnosis?
Not as often as they should, to be honest. I mean, typically providers are going to do those fasting blood tests annually. They do them with a lot of your other blood work, but they're not always sort of told they're in that pre-diabetes range, or maybe they were told and they don't take it as seriously as maybe they should. So I would say that, at this point, it's not nearly enough. People need to know what their numbers are and sort of know where that makes them fall in terms of their diabetes risk. But again, that takes some education and that takes, us reaching out. So again, this opportunity to do this air frying class, we'll do a little bit of talking about what diabetes looks like before you're diagnosed, so that hopefully patients will walk away feeling a little bit more educated in terms of their risk for prediabetes or diabetes too.
Does having prediabetes mean that you will have diabetes?
No. The answer is no to that. If you make changes. So if you have prediabetes and you make the necessary changes to your lifestyle, like healthy eating and getting exercise in, you can sort of reverse that prediabetes. Once you are diagnosed with diabetes, though, it is very, very difficult and exceedingly rare to sort of rid yourself of diabetes. So hopefully we can catch it when you're in that pre-diabetes stage, so you can still reverse it, because once we get crossed over into the diabetes world, it's really difficult.
Understood.
Yeah.
Lisa, how can healthy eating and lifestyle prevent diabetes?
Yeah, so that's a huge part of that. I mean, we talk about eating healthy, and that's such a hard, broad word. So it's figuring out, how can I get more fruits and vegetables in? How can I get more fruit in? How can I be more active? And again, that falls more than just your physical health. That's your mental health. That's kind of encompassing everything in there. And that's what we're hoping with this class, we're going to really dive into that heart health side of things as well. So those sodium, cholesterol, kind of talking about what we can do as what we eat and put into our body to help manage that.
And let's see. I wanted to ask Sarah about the different type 1 and type 2.
Yeah.
I just personally, I have a hard time remembering which one's which.
Sure.
Update me.
Yeah. So type 1 is actually what we used to call juvenile diabetes. We don't use that term very much anymore. But basically, that's more of an autoimmune response. We don't exactly know what causes type 1, but those individuals do not have any insulin production from their own bodies. So the beta cells of the pancreas sort of shut down completely. And so those individuals are insulin dependent. They do require insulin injections or to use an insulin pump or something of that nature. Type 2 diabetes, much more common. I would say 90 to 95% of all people with diabetes have type 2. That's more kind of what we think of when we think of diabetes. We're thinking of maybe, 40 and older, much more common, more typically related to weight than type 1. So they are very different and they can be confusing. But typically, like I said, most people with diabetes are going to be in that type 2 category.
Lisa, I think you hinted at it, but what are some of the types of foods that are really good for managing or even reversing the pre-diabetes types? Obviously, you have to encompass it, but starting with the diet.
Yeah, so it's a lot of variety. So trying to make sure, again, those fruits and vegetables, that vegetable in particular, that's something every American struggles with, is getting the needed amount of vegetables in their diet. Making sure we're getting those whole grains in as well. That's a good part of your diet, getting that protein, kind of cutting down on that saturated fat. So whether it's cutting off some of that fat, using an air fryer, finding different ways that you can make sure that you're getting plenty of fruits, vegetables, proteins in there, whole grains. And it's a daily process. So it's not something where suddenly you're perfect. No one is perfect with their diet. So yeah, just make sure you're getting a nice variety. Moderation, that word that people get tired of hearing from me.
Right. And that's some of the things you'll learn at this class coming up later in February.
Yep.
Sarah, what are some of the dangers of diabetes?
Yeah, so I mean, the whole point of trying to manage diabetes is so you don't get what we call these long-term complications that can come from diabetes. So diabetes can affect every part of your body. So your heart attack risk is doubled, your risk for stroke is up, you can get diabetes nephropathy that includes your kidneys. It can impact your eyes. It really can impact pretty much any part of your body. So it's just really important, again, to know where you're at in that diagnosis process in terms of, do you have prediabetes or diabetes? And then if you do, doing something about it, reaching out to your provider, coming to see me, taking the opportunities to, attend these classes where you have opportunities to learn healthier ways to cook or healthier ways to get more movement in a non-intimidating way. Because I think a lot of people get a diagnosis and then they're almost in shock and immediately feel like they have no idea what to do. And again, it's about baby steps. What are some little tiny baby steps that we can do to sort of change what you're doing now, that it's going to improve your health now and in the future?
Obviously, air frying is a good way to reduce some of those unhealthy fats. Lisa, do you have any other appliances in mind?
Yeah, I actually just did a pressure cooker class last week. But yeah, there's all different kinds of new appliances. And I always start those classes saying, who has one of these that is collecting dust in the corner? Because a lot of people do, because they have no idea how to use them. And again, the beauty of these community classes is you have other people to work off of too. So you build that support within our community for other people trying to be a little healthier. But yeah, pressure cooking, we've done spiralizing classes with those crazy spiralizers. But some of these new modern kitchen appliances, even old ones like blenders, knowing what to do with your blender is a big one.
Crockpots.
Yes, crockpots. I've done slow cooker classes as well that are really popular. So yeah.
And those are all great ways to eat healthier. Darren, I'm going to conclude with you. Anything else that you'd like folks to remember for February Heart Health Month?
No, it's just hopefully people can attend our class. It's called Cooking for the Heart, an air fryer cooking course. It's on February 21st from 5 to 7 p.m. It's a free course at Taylorville Memorial Hospital. It's targeted really towards the general community members of Taylorville and Christian County, as well as we're really pushing it for our TMH colleagues, nearly 300 TMH colleagues. I get questions about it almost every day about how to register. They're like people from the Extension Office and from Memorial Wellness Center are coming here. They're excited about it. So we're looking forward to a full class.
That's Darren Butts. He's the community outreach director for Taylorville Memorial Hospital, also wellness educator with University of Illinois Extension, Lisa Peterson, and certified diabetes educator for Memorial Health, Sarah Tierney. Thank you all.
Thank you.
The Big 870 WTIM Assumption Taylorville, 96.1 W241 CF Taylorville, 107.5 W298 CD Shelbyville, 107.9 W300.